All right, welcome back to Lock Stock FM, where we feature entrepreneurs, provocateurs, and thought leaders from around the world. I'm Spencer Tarring, and I'm excited to be your host for this journey. And today we have DJ Katch in the motherfucking building.
Thanks for having me.
Welcome to the show, bro. You are the inaugural guest on the show. We're testing it today to see how ridiculous we can get on here without getting cancelled, basically.
Sounds perfect.
So the first order of business that I need to do just to get things going is make some noise in here. So I knew you'd like that. I just loaded that up just for a second.
You also need the DJ Spenny.
Well, I've got the just in case we decide we've said something mildly intelligent. Now we've got a list of stuff we want to go through. Now you're a big time
superstar,
DJ?
Superstar DJ.
Superstar, bigger than me. I think I'm pretty safe.
Not really.
You've had quite a couple of big number ones, haven't you, in Italy and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah,
2 or 3 records.
Don't be modest. What was the name of the song?
The Horns was a big one.
Yeah.
And did some other songs for like big artists.
Okay, so you've been producing for a lot of guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and we met 20 years ago, didn't we?
Not like almost 20, like
almost 20. When we were young men, we were good looking back then. Weren't we? We were good looking.
I would say 15.
Yeah. So I came out to see you at Cocoon in Frankfurt, and we were still mixing on Serato, and it was a bit of a mess, wasn't it? We got messy that night. Anyway, it's a long time.
You played like a 6-hour non-stop set.
And I was probably wearing some ridiculous shirt and horrible coloured jeans.
It was like the shirt was open till here.
Oh, like, sweating like a paedophile in a playground. Yeah, like, just like that. Okay, so what got you started in the music? Where did it come from?
Actually, like a guy in the a neighbor that like he had like a whole setup, like turntables, and I was really fascinated by all the equipment. I was like 12.
12 years old.
Yeah,
that was way before me.
Like 5 years ago.
Cool, because I only got into DJing because I thought I'd get laid, especially. So you're not just DJ, obviously. You're a producer and a real producer. You know, obviously in the DJ game, there's a lot of people that claim to be a producer. I mean, I kind of was a producer. I knew how to make music. I was making mashups. I was using Ableton and doing stuff. And then it got to a point where I was like, I just can't produce to a level that these real engineers can produce to. So I started paying other people to produce for me. I mean, you're a real producer, right?
Yeah, but of course you need people for like mastering, this, that. You know, at the end, you're in charge to put together the records. You know, like you need to.
Well, that's what a producer is, really.
Yeah,
isn't it? Yeah.
At the end of the day, the producer is the person that pays for everything.
Yeah,
that's the original part of a producer.
Yeah.
Like paying for the studio, the mastering, the engineers, whatever, musicians. So people always get this mixed up in between someone who can make a beat or like a song or like a full product at the end. So
yeah, when we first started, we were just doing mashups, weren't we? Just laying two
just
songs
something
together. That's how you booked me, wasn't it?
Yeah, because
of my mashup stuff.
Yeah,
yeah,
because there were really good tools for all the DJs. Everyone was playing these, and at that time,
and your big hit was the Horns, which went big in Italy, but you had loads before that. But I would say that was kind of like career-defining moment, wasn't it?
Yeah, because you know that song was played everywhere, all over the world, like in all clubs, like hip hop clubs, open format clubs, even EDM clubs. Like
I think I played it by accident one time. I was like, "Who? DJ Katch?" I was like, "What? No, it's got to be DJ Katch." I was like, "That guy's a total tool. There's no way he made this record." I can't remember. The last time I saw him, he was on his back, like with a gin and tonic in his mouth, like asleep in the corner in the club in Mint Shanghai. It can't be him. All right. So, what's been your favorite experience as a DJ? And without saying, well, I mean, you could say Mint if you want, but I wouldn't be too
I mean, like
sad.
Of course, like being in all over the world, like experiencing like all different club scenes, because they are different. You know, Asia, you cannot compare Asia with Europe and the States, and so it's quite interesting.
Which was your favorite country to go to? For me, it's Taiwan. I just love Taiwan. I love going to Taipei. Like DJ
Okay.
there. It's just like crazy fun.
Actually, I really like Japan.
Japan. Okay, which was the club you played at there?
Cell Octagon and Tokyo. I played couple in Tokyo. Then Osaka. I played Kyoto. So
it's been like a 20+ year career DJing. Because when I came to see you in Cocoon, you'd already been DJing a while.
Yeah.
I was quite new in the game. I remember you used to say to people, "Oh yeah," and then people say, "Oh, you did smashed it." I was like, "Yeah, I only DJ'd for like 1 year. Look how fucking cool I am," this kind of thing. I was like, "Oh god." But I look back on those days and it's like rather embarrassing for me. I still got one of those mix recordings. I'm sure I've got it somewhere. I need to dig it out on one of my.
I still remember a couple of transitions.
Oh yeah, you still dream of those. Still dream of doing a mix.
Dirty Diana to what was that? Push It,
Rick
whatever.
Ross or something, or Ludicrous or something ridiculous like this. What's been the most challenging aspect being a DJ?
Of course, like you want to step up your game, want to achieve, the next level, and that's because you don't want to do the stuff that you did last year or play the same gigs that you played 2 years ago. So yeah, you always want to have a progress in your career, and that's, I think you can be a really good DJ, but only songs or releases will help you to get to the next level.
That's certainly the case now,
unless you have like a.
I mean, now it's all about virality, isn't it? You've got to be viral on TikTok, Instagram. You've got to have that hit that everyone wants to play, and then you get paid to DJ. That's what you do, really.
Exactly.
I mean, when we first started, there were DJs getting paid because they were pretty awesome DJs. There's a couple of them still out around now. Who's the guy that's did the song Ferrari?
James Hype,
Yeah, so he posts a lot of stuff about the way he DJs and the mix stuff that he does, which is...
But still, without that song, I think it would be...
Yeah, he was still kind of like... I mean, I wouldn't like to say mediocre because he was obviously been smashing it. But
of course.
When that song Ferrari really came out, it became...
That really helped to cross over, because before it was more like, okay, you were into DJing and then you watch him play on 4 decks or something. That's something mostly DJs fascinate, not regular people, but a good song.
Well, most people want to just go to a club, get pissed, take a couple of drugs and get laid, basically, occasionally. Well, maybe, I don't know, maybe that's just what I was doing, I don't know. But they don't really pay too much attention to like the actual skills of what I do, especially like scratching, unless it's like really makes part of the performance. It's not that important, is it? It's more like the music you play and when you play the music and like what you look like when you're doing. Yeah. Because I found DJs that are doing like too much scratching. We used to have one guy in Shanghai that used to DJ, and he'd just be scratching all the record. I'd just be like, play the fucking song, please. Just like drive me up the wall.
No, it's like either do you have like a performance, or you're, and people just come to see or pay to see you, whatever, scratch, mix, or besides that, like just play the fucking record and chill the fuck out
and take that tequila. Yeah, well, I mean, we would drunk DJing is a big skill, isn't it? That is, you've got to be.
We're known for that, I guess.
Professional. There was one time when I was DJ. I think I told you this story, and I was at Mint, and I was so smashed. I was like completely out of it, and I was mixing one record and another. I think it was like I had my record Fat Man Scoop remix, that I did with Wolfgang Gartner, that track, right? And I was mixing it, and I mixed into the next song. And I said, "Oh, fuck me, this sounds so good! Like I'm the legend of DJing." Oh shit, it's the same song, and I'm like mixing the same song in the same, wondering why it goes so well together. I'm like, oh, I've gone from like thinking I'm a glory man to like figuring out how I'm going to get out of like playing the same song twice in a row without people laughing at me too much. So yeah, I mean,
extended version by.
I would say that's the most challenging part of when I was a DJ, like the drinking part, because it's really, you have to be the lead of the party, don't you? People have to look at you and be like, that DJ's having as much fun or more fun than I am. So, because if he's not,
if you just they're like, whatever, like super concentrated, and it's not a vibe for them, like to enjoy, to watch, like just staring at the computer.
You said when I DJ'd last time that I looked down too much. That was like my last gig, and I was like, really? Someone else said that to me.
No, because like those displays on the CDJs became huge.
Yeah, and I'm like really looking into it. I was like, God, I feel a bit bad about that. In my heydays, I was a bit of a glory DJ, but now I kind of like faded into nothing. But there's a legend from Shanghai now become a myth, and now I'm
just also nobody. With like a lot of Serato DJs, they have like this huge MacBook.
Yeah. I have a funny story about Greg. Remember jet lag, right?
Yeah.
So we had this friend, just the story for everyone that's listening. We had this friend called Greg, and he used to come. I booked him to DJ in Shanghai, and I brought him out there. He'd actually lived there, so he was working as like my second in command DJ. And the guy, I mean, he's like the loveliest guy on the planet, like the nicest guy, isn't he? So big shout out to Greg. I absolutely love this guy. But he used to get so hammered, and his nickname Jet Lag came from the fact that he lived there for 4 years and he was still getting up at like 10 a.m.
Still on UK time.
He didn't go to bed till like 10 a.m. in the morning because he'd DJ till like 6. He'd just get smashed. He'd talk to his girlfriend about like 10 in the morning.
Then he'd started producing songs as well.
Which took him 3 years. He's got one song he's still never finished from like 11 years ago. And the story is that his laptop didn't work, was broken, the screen was broken. So one time he went to one of the clubs in London and he brought a big monitor with him, plugged it into his laptop. So he had this big monitor screen and his laptop was DJ. When he was leaving, the guys thought that he was stealing one of the screens from inside the club. Absolute gold. That guy, Jet Lag, so many good stories about those days because, I mean, Mint Shanghai was a fantastic time, wasn't it? We really did have a good time. Actually, Jet Lag was another story when I sent him a gin and tonic. He said, I'm not drinking tonight, I'm not coming out. So I sent my Rolls Royce and Gordon with a gin and tonic to his house and delivered him a gin and tonic. Absolute gold. So just burn out. You just can't do it. I mean, Hardwell was an example. So I was getting reasonably friendly with him for a while. When I had a few records on his stuff, on his label. And that was during the time he just basically burned out. He couldn't handle it anymore, couldn't handle the drinking anymore, just couldn't take it, had to basically quit DJing because it was just too much.
Really?
You know, the time he quit DJing, right, for like 2 or 3 years, took the time off. And he was the #1 DJ in the world at that time. And he didn't want to turn out like Avicii, basically. I mean, I think we're like a different kettle of fish to these guys. These guys are like the uber top 20 DJs in the world, which is quite difficult to get into. But you know, certainly we've had a very successful career as a DJ. I know you have. I mean, I didn't release that many songs. You've released many, many songs and travelled a lot. So that's been really good. So what else do you do in your free time then? What's your free time? What do you do apart from, obviously, you don't practice DJing anymore, do you? Not after your performance last night anyway. No jokes.
Not that much anymore, but a lot of sport and, you know, it's really important.
Ice baths, baby.
Ice bath here.
We just did an ice bath, actually. That's why we're looking so rosy. That's why we're looking so
playing tennis with Spencer.
Yeah.
No, I think it's really important that you have other topics in life than just DJing music, and because it's really important to have other input as well. Like you cannot just be in this one bubble. You know, it's not fulfilling. You know?
We played tennis as well, didn't we? You're pretty handy at tennis.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd let him win, basically, today.
Of course.
He wouldn't have got back over my serves if I'd really tried. He wouldn't have bet. But then he played my dad, who's 70 years old and still running around like a lunatic, and he did this like little drop shot against him. I was like, you can't do that against a 70-year-old dude. I was really, like my opinion of you like dropped quite significantly. You know, I held you in quite high
one
esteem
shot
at that point, and that one shot was that ruined like 20-year friendship. I was like, how can you do that, Katch? That's just absolutely terrible. So what's next? What's the plan next? Are you got any more records coming out, or what's the?
A lot of releases planned for this year, and you know, try to release more tracks that are like for the club, because you know, that's for us DJs really important to provide the soundtrack to the night, you know, instead of trying to do like a pop radio song, which is also okay, but I prefer to now focus on the club tracks.
So your latest record is? Did you play it last night?
I played it, yeah.
What was it?
Get It On Tonight.
Get it on. Is it something to do with
the montage?
Girl, if it's all right.
Yeah, I think I played it to you last time.
Get it on tonight. That one.
Yeah.
So this is quite a big trend with DJs now, is that they take an old song, they re-sing it, and they call it someone else, and then they claim all the glory. Right? That's exactly what it is, though, isn't it?
Nah.
A little bit.
Yeah. I mean, nah, not really.
No, you add your flavour to it. Of course, you're making your own record, but you're taking. Do you have to credit those guys?
Of course, yeah.
And how does that work? They're paying a lot. Is it getting ready to play, and you have to pay all the rights to them, really, because they're the guys that actually wrote the melody?
Of course, they get the publishing.
Yeah.
Or you have a publishing split, whatever deal works out. And of course, you have to give the credits to the guys. You know.
Are you making quite a bit of Do you get any kind of income from the records that you've played? Obviously, you're getting income from it. What kind of percentage does that make up of your income? Is it mainly the shows, or is it a lot of the radio stuff that's paying you?
I would say mostly from streaming and radio.
Yeah.
So the DJ gigs is a nice add-on.
Yeah, and you love doing it as well.
Yeah,
right?
so
yeah, especially
so
not coming to
I don't
Bali.
have to do it, but
Yeah.
so whenever I want, and yeah.
Yeah, that's nice.
I think
I
better
made
situation.
in my record sales, I made about 500 quid.
That's good.
Yeah, from my 4 or 5 records that I released. I did have one played by Tiesto. I was very pleased with that. It was a long day. All right, so aspiring DJs. There's many. Obviously, it's not easier to DJ these days. When we first started, it was all vinyl. You had to really know what you're doing, find the record. It was a very different game. You'd spend more time on finding the records and having that record collection, right? And the more kind of like the turntablism. Now it's more about the records you release, what you're producing,
marketing,
all your marketing stuff. You have to be like professional of everything. So obviously, you're still keeping up with that. Advice to young kids that want to get in, that want to be a DJ. What would you say to them?
I mean, if you just love the mixing, or that's one thing. You can do it as a hobby. But if you really want to, make it to a professional level, you need to go all in on all, parts like business, marketing, concept. I never had a concept before. I really like the DJing, like the mixing of music. And
where did Katch come from? What's the name?
That was my graffiti name.
Oh, you were a graffiti artist.
Yeah.
Are you going to get any? Police going to turn up and get you? Have you still got any tags around Berlin or Frankfurt or wherever? It's quite a big culture in Germany, right? The graffiti stuff.
It was big.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still there, but not as big as back in the days. But
So you just repurposed that, became DJing. Now, like for instance, the guy we played with last night, Tokyo Machine, who's not from Tokyo, incidentally.
Yeah.
I was commenting, he's done a great job on his brand.
The visual is amazing.
Yeah. He looks the part. He's got his way he wears his hair. He's got glasses. He's got them. I mean, he was wearing the mask.
You can really think he's from Tokyo.
Yeah. Yeah, I did actually think the way he looked.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's. I mean, I don't think it's racist. I think it's very smart for doing it. But if you're a woke liberal loser dude, you'd probably say, "Oh, racism! Oh, cancel him!" Whatever. There was a few guys that got cancelled. We were discussing in the car today about views on certain things. You have to be so careful what you're saying, especially in your industry, because
of course,
if you step out of line just even a little bit, even if you say just the wrong word, cancelled.
Yeah.
And it's really, I mean, that's why I couldn't become a DJ anymore, because I've got too many outrageous views to really to stay in the limelight. I'd be just destroyed, cancelled. I guess I was lucky I was in China. I was
also thinking yesterday, because I played some Kanye tracks. Mm-hmm. Is it still okay to play?
Is it still okay to play?
No, seriously,
You're not busting out any Gary Glitter ones or anything like this?
It's a couple of months back, I played a remix bootleg of, it was a R. Kelly song, but I totally forgot. That's also a no right now.
Did you get any?
No, it was maybe some people were
But most people just want to enjoy the music, don't they? Like most people, I think if you're that fucking pent up about all those kind of things, okay, R. Kelly was an absolute slime dog. We all agree, right? But his music was still good.
To be honest, for me, I don't.
Yeah,
it's not that I really love his music, and or some artists I really don't want to know about their personal life or what they do.
Just want to enjoy it, right? I mean, that's when we go out on a Friday, Saturday night, we don't want to have politics. We just want to just have a good time.
And I'm sure, a lot of songs, if maybe the person behind it too close.
My dog over there going absolutely insane, eating everything up.
It will ruin a lot of songs if you know too much of certain persons, maybe.
But the biggest one is Michael Jackson, isn't it? I mean, obviously, do we think he was dodgy or not? I love Michael Jackson. He's the most amazing music. But he was slightly weird, wasn't he? I mean, most people that get to this height of fame, their lives become very strange, don't they?
Yeah, I mean, living in his own world. I don't want to, I don't know, I don't want to judge or anything about him, but yeah.
But we still play Michael Jackson music because it was just so good. Right? It's just like
MJ.
just the ultimate thing. All right, so what about AI for DJing? Now, I showed you, and I talked to you a little bit about ChatGPT, which is like blowing up the internet right now. It's basically democratized access to AI and the ability to have a human language interface with robots and generate stuff. So you can ask, hey, give me some ideas for a DJ name, create the brand, give me the logo, blah, 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 write the tweets for the next 20 months or next 20 tweets, make it super viral. Sorry, excuse me. Stop it. I've got two crazy dogs that are going absolutely insane. Get over there. So this ChatGPT and AI is completely going to change the world, in my opinion. In the early stages, how do you think it's going to affect DJing? Are DJs already kind of being replaced a little bit or not? Do you think it'll always be someone there that is conducting the emotions of the room, or do you think it could be done better by a computer?
I mean, let's say if you give all the information, like having all like your latest or the playlist of your sets of the last 2 years, it's all about information. Maybe if you give this to, it could be recreated in the same similar way. So it's, I think, just about.
Well, it's not hard to get that information. So basically, Record Box is probably collecting it all. Serato collects it all. So the AI can basically look at every single mix ever made, learn a million different ways to do that mix. It's pretty scary, I think. But I don't know whether people want to see a computer. They want to see a person, right? They want to see a person having a good life. Yeah. But something that someone said to me really like hit home for me was when you're getting a sales call or a support call about something and in the future, and they say, it's talking to you, and you can't. Everyone knows now that AI is so good you can't tell the difference, right? So you ask that person on the phone, are you a real person or are you AI? And they say, oh, I'm AI. And most people think, oh, then you don't want to talk to them. But actually, the feeling is different. You'll be like, oh, thank God it's an AI, because AI can do the job that I need them to do quicker and solve my issue quicker, which is pretty scary. So people start thinking, well, I just want to deal with computers now. I mean, the most annoying thing about any job or any business is dealing with people.
True.
It's the hardest thing to do.
Because then a lot of the ego kicks in.
The ego, everyone's got their own ego. Me, I'm guilty, like more than anyone, having a massive raging ego. But everyone that works for you has their own, their own goals. And what do you think about Andrew Tate?
Wasn't he just arrested in Romania?
Yeah.
But it was
guilty or not guilty?
I don't know. But I mean, there was nothing. He was free like half an hour later.
No, that was fake news. He's not free. He's still in jail. They've arrested him for 30 days. Really? So there's some serious stuff going on. Yeah.
Really?
The release was from a previous time he got arrested.
Wow.
So my opinion is that I don't want to be held to this because I don't know.
He pissed off a lot of people.
He's pissed off a lot of people, hasn't he? And he's pissing off the Matrix. They're going to come for you. Now, I don't think the main charges, I think, are based around these girls he's got in his kind of complex that are working on OnlyFans, and they're making loads of money, so they're all happy. No one's there by kind of coercion. There's no way these girls are there like sex slaves. That's absolute bullshit. Okay, because they're making lots of money.
Reminds me of Assange in Sweden with the two girls.
Oh yeah, did you have a good time?
Huh? The reason why he got arrested was
yes, of course,
and it was all fake.
It was all fake. Yeah, they set him up. So they're doing the same thing. So I think that the girls that he's got working for him, they're not there by coercion, but what will happen is they can be turned against him. And they can say, yeah, he coerced me.
Of course.
And then easy, done. I mean, what can you do? I mean, it's pretty scary, really. The way that the world is. You think you're free, but you're not. You're not really free. So the best is either to stay out of the way of everyone or to accept.
I heard that 50 Cent, like he put cameras in all of his rooms in the house.
Yeah.
So because he was scared that the same thing happens to him that with Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
That the girls, accuse him of raping.
Yeah. So then you have to believe the girl, believe all women.
No, that's why he had the cameras all over the place.
Yeah, to make sure that they knew that he could see. It's pretty scary. Once you get to that wealth, it's so easy to have it taken from, isn't it, by some girl that just and basically your career gets ruined before you even
easy.
Before you're guilty before proven basically. So you've got to be so careful and stay way clear of that. I did very well to stay in China during that time where there was like a social media blackout, and no one ever saw me getting drunk and misbehaving on a Friday night.
Only WeChat.
Only WeChat. You got WeChat still?
I don't know. Maybe. You still have it?
I've still got WeChat. I don't log on there that much. But I'm going to Hong Kong next week, so Hong Kong is going to be interesting. I'm going to reconnect with my Asian roots, test out my Chinese. Ni hao ma. You know, see how, you remember any Chinese? You remember the road we used to go to?
Yugua. Soguai.
Yoguai.
Yoguai. What was
Soguai.
that? Nanjing Lu.
Nanjing Lu. Shikan Lu.
Yoguai. Soguai. Yoguai.
That's taxi language for anyone that doesn't know what he's talking about. Okay, nice. All right, well, that's been super interesting. That's a half-hour podcast we've just bashed out after doing ice bathing.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I've enjoyed having you on here. It's been fun. This is kind of like our first inaugural podcast for Lock Stock, and I wanted to invite like one of my oldest friends on to help me through these difficult moments of doing a new podcast. It's very scary.
Really good.
And he's been kicking me under the chair if I said anything inappropriate. Don't say that. That's not inappropriate. Both for him and for me, because, you know, I think these days the most scary thing about anything, you put all this time and effort into promoting yourself and doing all of this stuff, and then someone at Instagram decides that you're not worthy and they just delete your account. It's pretty scary, isn't it? I mean, I've been banned off Instagram once already, cancelled. I've been banned off Tinder. I don't know why the hell I got banned off Tinder. I mean, I can understand Instagram because I probably said something.
Because I was wondering, all of a sudden you were gone. I couldn't even, I think Facebook as well, huh?
No, Facebook still got it. Still got it, Facebook.
Okay.
Just Instagram. And they basically banned my account and they put some marker on my IP address. And anytime I tried to sign up for a new account, immediately blocked. So I can't sign up for a new account. I'm lucky I had one already.
No, I mean, you were speaking out your thoughts like back in the day. I remember, maybe that was pissing off someone.
It was, yeah. I mean, it only took one person at Instagram to be like, I don't like that guy. Boom, delete. And like, there's nothing you can do. It's pretty fucking scary. Like I read some reports on how do you get it back? We have to email them really nice and say, oh, you know, please let me back. I promise to be a good boy, you know, and all this bullshit. It's crazy. I mean, I believe that, you know, everyone's got a difference of opinion. You're right. You're welcome to your opinion, but being silenced for having an opinion that's different to someone else is just crazy. Just because they deem it not to be morally right doesn't mean it is not morally right. You know, I have a reason for having my view, and that reason is based on what I see as good morals. I see it as you know, for instance, I want the world to do good in the long term, not necessarily just in the short term. And I'm thinking more about the long-term prosperity, not short-term stuff. So I have a reason for it.
And also,
it doesn't make me evil.
The crazy thing about it is that we like blame China or some countries not having freedom of speech and having like censorship, you know, like the craziest censorship in Germany or Western countries.
Do you know what the funny thing is?
And this is so hilarious.
I use WeChat now to talk to people because I don't want to get censored. How crazy is that? Like, it's gone
I use Telegram from Russia.
Yeah, Telegram, WeChat. Yeah, Telegram's really good.
So
I always say to people, if they're giving you like a moral like beat down, you say, well, can you stop using your iPhone then? Because, you know, all the components of that have been mined in Africa and raped and pillaged from all these kids that are working on $2 a month. So when you put that down, delete that and stop using that, I'll listen to what you've got to say. Until then, shut the fuck up and piss off. That's what I normally say. All right, let's wrap up the podcast. Thank you very much, guys, for listening. Thank you, Katch. Enjoyed that. The inaugural Lock Stock, the fucking lot in the house. Till next time.
Cheers.
Make some noise.